Tap Normal Mode, then select the completed surveyed plot. Tap Operation. The target volume represents the water usage per acre. At the same time, the target volume determines the upper limit of flight speed. The higher the operating altitude, the greater the spraying width and smaller the airflow field, and vice versa. The faster the operation speed, the higher the efficiency, the smaller the ground effect airflow, and the worse the drop the directionality. When entering or exiting the plot, you can set a fixed height, terrain following, or not downward terrain following. In fixed height mode, the drone will first rise to the specified height. Then enter the plot. If encountering an obstacle, it will not follow terrain to avoid the obstacle. Please use carefully. In terrain following mode, the drone will adjust the height according to the terrain or obstacles. Whether it's the ground or an obstacle, it will maintain the height set when entering or exiting the plot. When not simulating terrain downward, the drone will only avoid obstacles higher than the current flight height. If the obstacle in front is lower than the current height, the drone will fly at the current height. You can also enable or disable the bypass function. When bypassing is enabled, the drone will avoid obstacles by flying left or right. Otherwise, it will not avoid obstacles. Exiting the plot is set the same as entering, with route spacing representing the distance between two flight paths. When there are power lines within the plot, the heading angle needs to be adjusted. The angle between the drone and the power line should not exceed 30 degrees. You can adjust the heading angle by observing the pointer icon. When the default starting point is far from the refilling or recharging point, you can change the starting point. After enable this function, click on the plot boundary near the desired starting point to change the starting point. After using a safety point, the drone will first fly to the safety point before entering the plot. Please note the last safety point must be within the plot. If you are concerned that the boundary of the plot is not sprayed, you can enable the edge sweeping function. You can also use boundary spray to respray after the operation ends. Click the reference boundary, and the heading angle will adjust based on the selected boundary. During the operation, you can switch the spraying mode to turn off spray at corners or turn off spray. Spraying paths are shown as solid white lines, non-spraying as light gray solid lines. The single border shrink function can make the flight path of a single boundary shrink toward the center. All borders shrinks all paths toward the center. After adjusting parameters and flight paths, tap Confirm. Tap Take Off. Before takeoff, please perform the necessary checks on the aircraft parts according to the pre-flight checking video. After confirming the parameters are correct, slide to take off.